What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to work on this Silverado again. I've been kind of gone for a while, but had a lot of things going on. Today we're going to deal with this thing. The goal is going to be to take apart the front end and finally get the clutch fan, the fan shroud, the radiators, everything in. We're going to try to do it today, get it all put on. I got a new belt for the truck, the new serpentine belt, because the old one has a little nick on it and it's time to do it now. So we're gonna do it today, get the coolant in, get everything put on, gonna get the fenders off, gonna start sanding the inside and prepping it for paint. As you can see from the last time, the truck is back from the frame shop, everything's aligned, everything's good. So my job is going to be to keep all the gaps the same when I put it together. I did get a new bumper. The old one that I had a dent on this side, and my goal was going to be to fix it and paint it, but luckily bumper showed up on Craigslist locally here, and I picked up a complete takeoff with no damage on it. Has a few little scratches, so I might have to repaint it, but for the most part it's complete, damage free. So that was a good find. I'm happy for that. So that's there. The grill needs a little bit of work, so we'll work on that. And so let's get to this, start stripping it. I'm gonna need some help taking the hood and the bumper off, so I'm gonna call a helper and we'll get these things off and get back to you shortly. All right, guys, slowly but surely we got progress. Ripped the hood off, the whole front end, the driver's side fender came off. Now I'm gonna work on taking the passenger side fender off. I don't know if you remember in the old video, I never actually pulled this off for the frame shop, so I don't think it ever came out. It's a little bit difficult, but we're gonna do it. Gotta pull the battery out again and take off the tray and everything. I don't know if the extension tank has to come out, but we'll check that out. And I already took off the fender liner, everything else before, so that's already gone. I'm gonna pull this out and gonna take out this radiator support and start working on the belt, the fan clutch, the fan, everything else that bolts onto the engine. And then we'll get the radiators in here. Some of these coolers, like this training cooler here, is, I don't know if you can see it, it's bent. I think I showed you the radiators that are cut off, not to spill any training fluid. So that's gonna come out. I got a brand new radiator that's gonna go in. I have the power steering cooler that's also 2 lines are pinched. I got a new one. So we're gonna do all that. This right here is a plastic piece that holds the grill. It's cracked. I was thinking about fixing it, but I don't even know if it's worth it. So what I'll do is I'll probably throw this away and order a new one. And I need to make a list of things I need. I think I need the bottom piece of the fuse box and a couple other small things. We'll put those things on order this week, so hopefully towards the end of the week we'll get them and we can complete this. So the goal today is, like I was saying, is get the radiators in and get the support back in. That way the truck can run, drive, we can idle it, warm it up if we need to, whatever the case is. And we're gonna start prepping the parts for paint. So let's get to it, let's get this thing done. My wife already wants me to drive it, I wanna drive it. It's been sitting for too long. And just like that, we got the front end stripped apart. I haven't actually looked in here after the frame guy. I don't think there's gonna be any issues here. I see kind of where he welded, but that's expected. Everything looks good for the most part besides that. Now I need to sort through this mess, figure out what I need to buy over here. I think I said I need to buy a few brackets, so like the fuse box holder, everything like that. I'm gonna go ahead and get my drip pen and start ripping this training cooler apart with the piece of the old radiator. Gotta rip that out. I need to replace the power steering cooler. It's right here. That's the pinch part right there. So I gotta disconnect these. Looks like I'm gonna have to drain the fluid. That's gonna suck, but it is what it is. So everything's open, everything's accessible now. So I'm gonna go ahead and start dropping some of these fluids from the transmission, just from the lines here, from the cooler. And I'm gonna finally get this fan clutch off. I have a brand new one sitting there, and I bought this belt. I just don't like how it looks. It looks like it touched something here and here, and so I'm gonna pull it off, replace that, and while the belt is off, I'm gonna make sure that all the pulleys and everything are intact and everything's good and they're straight. So get back to you shortly on that and get to work. All right, got the fan clutch off. I made a good sized mess. Just got my sawzall off and big air gun. For some reason, I couldn't get it off, and so what I did is I used the sawzall and just cut the actual clutch fan off of the nut. Just put an air gun on it and came off real good. It's actually just a regular right-hand thread, so if anybody's ever doing a fan clutch on a Duramax, it's regular thread, you know. Anyway, so I'm in this thing. I'm getting exhausted, but you know, fat people problems. I'm gonna keep moving. I'm gonna throw a new belt on here. I'm gonna put the new clutch, put the clutch fan, and just keep building it. All right, so we got to the point where I got the belt off, the fan clutch, everything's off. I got to the power steering, and in a video you probably see me trying to spin this and trying to straighten it out. Apparently there's like 2 little bends in it, but I think it's only in the outer ring. It's not on the pulley. But at the same time, I don't think I want to risk anything. So what I'm gonna do is I cut the little cooler just to drain it. I'm gonna go ahead and drain all the fluid and pull the power steering pump off and probably just replace it. I tried to take this nut off and I couldn't do it. I broke 2 extensions or 2 little contraptions to go from 1/2 inch to 3/8 and couldn't get it off. I think it's either rusted or something, but not gonna put any heat to that. It's the power steering pump, but looks like I'm just gonna have to replace it. I don't want to run the risk of having this thing go out somewhere. So we're gonna pause it here. I'm gonna make some calls, see if we can get this power steering pump, and we'll get back to you and go from there.